To today's live stream. Happy Saturday, everyone. How is everyone doing? What are we up to? What are we drinking? What are we talking about? I'm sorry that you had to see me looking so glamorous at the start of that. I never know when these things actually start and when they don't. So I don't know whether there must be a clue. Other YouTubers that do live streams must be able to do this, but somehow I always miss the mark hard, and you just see me staring into the space a little at the start. But you know what? We get there in the end, and that's the main thing. So how is everyone today? We're trying something a little bit different today. You guys have been asking for the past like 3 or 4 weeks if we could do like a ask me anything style of live stream, and I'm fairly open, you know what I mean? Like I like to think that I'm open and no secrets from you guys, so quite happy to answer any of the questions that you have and all of that good stuff. So before we get into this and before I get into these questions, I've got a different. I know I have a tea. We've got something, a little bit more adult, shall we say? It's a gin, because I don't know what these questions are going to be. So I thought, well, we'll get prepared for it. Before we get into everything, just the usual housekeeping goes, and that's to say, I go through all the questions in the order that they come into. So you only need to ask the question once. I know on some other live streams are a bit like frenetic, and other YouTubers you have to ask the question like 800 million times to get like the answer that you want. We don't do that. We're much more civilized here on Mad About Skin. We go through them in the order so everyone gets a fair shot. So if you did want to ask a question, just drop it in the comment section and I'll get straight back to you. You don't actually have to ask a question if you don't want. You can just sit and chill, whatever is your preference. YouTube have implemented this new thing where you have to be subscribed to a channel to ask a question on a live stream. You don't have to be subscribed for any period of time. So if you did want to ask a question, you can just click that subscribe button and then you can ask the question. Hopefully you'll stay subscribed, but you don't need to. You can then literally just unsubscribe. But you know what? Hopefully you'd want to stay with us. For all of those out there, all I ask in return for these live streams is a quick like. Caress that like button gently, because honestly that supports me and the channel so much. And now around 80% of the people watch these live streams on replay, and the more likes a live stream gets, the more a video is pushed out by YouTube, so the more people can join us, discover us, and watch it on replay. So it does really help me out. So honestly, thank you so much. I think the record for the most number of likes is like 154 during the live stream, so I'm sure we can beat. Let's see if we can beat that today by answering all of your questions. This week's been busy. It's been busy. I think there's going to be questions around like the lip balm and exfoliating gel that's coming up, so I won't give the update now. I'll do that when the questions come. But lots of things sorting out like the final bits of that, which has taken some time, but it's been so much fun. And we've also, I've just been trying to film a little bit more content to kind of get ahead of things, which is something that it's like my New Year's resolution, to kind of be ahead of things rather than always like last minute. One of my resolutions was to be on time for this live stream. 3 minutes late, Tom will read me to filth, but you know what? We're going to crack on. So I'm going to take a sip of my little drink, and then we're going to get on to some of these questions. That is really good, though. It is actually quite cold here in the UK. I think I probably should have gone for a tea, but you know what? We're all good. We're all good. So Jan comes in with the first questions. Hello, Jan. Great to see you. Jan says she'll be watching on replay, so sending you lots and lots of love on the replay squad, and lots of love in general to anyone that is watching on replay. Jazz says, I don't think I'll be able to stay awake long enough. Jazz in Thailand, so that would be like a good 7 hours late. That's, yeah, like midnight time we're talking. So it says, how many animals do you have in total? Dogs, cats, chickens, any other? So we've got dogs, we've got cats, 11 in total. Which actually, I don't think is too many. My view is you can never have too many animals in your life. The chickens, I think, push the number up. But yeah, the chickens are amazing. I literally just put them away before I came on this, and they're all so happy. Threw them the little corn, living the best life, having the little chicken fantasy of clucking around, scratching around. They're just so cute. It's a mixed bag. Some of them are super glam, some of them are super like luxuriously feathered, and some of them are still a little bit under feathered, let's put it that way. But they came from a caged farm. We rescued them when they had reached the end of their farm life, and now it's great to see them, like all the little personalities coming out, all the feathers are growing back. It's just like really rewarding. I would definitely recommend it to anyone that like is thinking of keeping chickens. Definitely do. But that's why the numbers slightly popped up a little bit. Hello Christina, great to see you, my love. Katharina says, I'm not sure I can make it to the live, but giving the like button some Saturday glow. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Thank you, Katharina, for popping by and clicking that like button. So Katharina's question is, I watched some really old Mad About Skin content last week. That was bold. Some of the old videos, terrible. Have you had speech training? It's amazing how much your presentation has improved. No, I think it all comes down to when you get used to something, you're bound to be a little bit more confident with it. This is what I kind of put it down to. I think the more you get used to and into something, the easier it comes, basically. A lot of YouTubers get rid of their older videos because they're a bit embarrassed by them. Don't get me wrong, I am really embarrassed by some of my older videos, but you know what? I think if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? And as well, like, it shows direction. I can look back on some of those really old videos and think, yeah, okay, they might not be the best. The presentation, terrible. The editing, awful, awful, awful. But you know what? You've got to see that to see to where you've come, if that makes sense. It's all part of that journey. I've actually got a video coming up in the next week where I'm sort of reacting to some of my older thumbnails. I got you guys over on the Facebook group to nominate like the worst of the worst when it comes to the thumbnails I've done. There were some less than optimal ones, should we just say. Lots of people, like, one of them looked like I was trapped in a glass box like that. Who does that? I thought that was a good idea. Absolutely terrible. So yes, I haven't had any training or anything. This has all been trial and error, but I like to think over time you kind of get used to editing, you get used to presenting. I'm not as terrified being in front of camera as I used to be. So, but thank you. I'm going to take this as a compliment because, like I say, thank you very much for saying that the presentation style has come on. To be honest, it needed to back in the day. Go have a look at some of the older videos. You can, if you click on like my channel and then go onto videos, you can then sort by like oldest first. Awful. Big thank you to Tom and Marlene, who are both present today and will be moderating on today's live stream. You guys are usually absolutely impeccably well behaved, but just we get the odd troll in the house, and Tom and Marlene are there to keep them all in check. So thank you so much. And Tom's very kindly leaving links to the Facebook group. So if you haven't already, hop along to the Facebook group, join it, chat with us there. You know what? It is such. I get so much inspiration from our Facebook group because the guys over there are just so like friendly, kind, and it's just a very empowering space, which I absolutely love. So yeah, join it if you haven't already. Rita says, happy weekend, Rob and everyone. Hope you're doing well. Rita, it is great to see you, and thank you so much for joining. Oh, okay. So Christina says, do you have any siblings, and what does your family think about your passion for skincare? So my family have kind of always been like chill. Like my mum knew, like if in fact, she actually hates that I've gone to this because brands do like send stuff for me to try. I don't really need to buy like skincare as presents anymore, whereas before my go-to for my mum Christmas and birthdays was like always like just buy skincare. It was kind of like a good thing. So now she finds it harder to buy presents, which it's fine. But yeah, everyone's just kind of embraced it, and I think I am the odd one out because my family aren't hugely into skincare like in a big way, so I am definitely the odd one out. And my brothers are totally chill. We're all very different. So I've got two brothers, and my younger brother is closer to me in terms of like personality, but we're all very, very different, and it was really funny. It was my younger brother's. I didn't tell anyone when I started up on this YouTube channel and this YouTube journey because I always think if you're not sure whether something's going to go well or not, you kind of don't share it with the world till you know it's actually going good. And I'm one of those people that gets easily embarrassed by stuff, so I didn't tell anybody, like no one knew. And then it was actually and it must have been like a year into the channel, my youngest brother's boyfriend searched for, I think it was a review of the Ordinary concealer, that must be it. And I'd done like the Ordinary, sent it, and I did a little review of it, and he found me and he was like, said to my brother, isn't this your brother? And my brother was like, oh yeah, sure, and then came to me. Anyway, we have very different taste in skincare though, because my brother is all about like the more he pays for it, the better he thinks he's going to get out of it. So he is very much on the whole La Mer train. That sort of like, he likes some of the really expensive. He likes like a shampoo. For his Christmas present, he asked for a shampoo, and I was like, sure, I'll buy you a shampoo. Like, how much is that going to be? Like £5? It was like, no, £48. I was like, no, we're very different. I am so cheap, he's so bougie. And my middle brother's just amazing as well. Reve, great to see you, my love. Says, Reve says, do you have another job in addition to Mad About Skin? Asking because you give so much of your earnings to charity. I think, well, first of all, I always think when it comes to YouTube, like, just as a bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of information, YouTube actually pays really well. Like, I know a lot of content creators out there, not necessarily in the skincare space, but there are some that like to say about the sub story, how difficult it is, all of this. You know what? It does have its ups and downs like any job would, but actually, do you know what? It pays really well. So whilst I choose to give all my affiliate and commission money to charity, and I don't do sponsorships, that's just personal preference. I could keep both and it would be fine. I could do sponsorships and it would be fine. I just choose not to. So there's no shade to anybody that does. I think everyone's got to do kind of what's right for them. Um, for me, I make more than enough money from just the ad revenue. All I say to you guys is make sure if you see an ad, if you watch it, that would help me out, and that's it. That's kind of all. And you end up with enough money to do that. I do some other bits on the side. I do some consultancy work in adult social care, so for like carers, and things like that, which was what my job was before this. Back in the day, I used to be a bank manager. If you can imagine that, can you imagine walking into your bank and saying, "Can I speak to the bank manager?" And me popping up. I don't know how I fell into that job. I loved it. It was great. It was a great job. But I think I'm like the least bank managery person in the whole world. But you know what? There I was. So yeah, I've done plenty of different stuff. But I do always say whenever you hear like content creators saying it's so hard, it's difficult. So you know what? Ups and downs like any job, but actually YouTube pays incredibly well, and I always think we should be blessed, which is why I feel like I can give so much to charity. It's just part of the overall experience, and I just really appreciate all of you guys that maybe sit through an ad, even though, let's be honest, none of the ads on YouTube are really that great, and sometimes you see the same one. If I see that Cult Beauty ad with that awful like jingle that has one more time, I might actually scream. So while some of them are like the very best ads, I do appreciate that people sit through them because it does really help me out. So yeah, I love you all so much. So I think that kind of answers that. Kelsey says, hi Rob, will you be trying out Trini London products? So Trini, I love Trini. If people that I don't know if it was an exclusively British thing, but Trini did something like called What Not to Wear, which was back in my like teens. Her and Susanna, who I actually was always a bigger fan of Susanna, but I like Trini as well. But she was like used to go around and tell like women what to wear for their body shapes and stuff like that. I don't think it would do very well now because I think it was a little bit like, I don't know. I think it was a little bit when you look back. What I'm trying to say is, if you ever watch a program after like 10 years later, you think, ooh, did we think that was okay? When like literally on TV, like they'd be like grabbing someone's like love handle bit and be like, oh, someone's a bit chunky around the middle, you need a belt. I don't know that you get away with that now, and I don't think that's necessarily how we should approach size and dressing and stuff now. But at the time, it was quite like, they were fun, they were a good duo together. And Trini's kind of branched off from that, kind of left that behind, and she's now into like skincare and just really empowering people to kind of love themselves, which I love. So I'm a big fan of Trini. And she's launched her own skincare line. They reached out to me about a week ago and said, Rob, would you like to try any of our products? Could we send you some? I was like, yeah, definitely. Because I think, whilst I don't think I'm going to love the cleanser, if I'm honest. I just don't think it's made for me or my skin type. Though I will try it and then I can recommend it to you guys for who I think it's appropriate for. I do think that exfoliators are really good. They've got 3 different exfoliators with different purposes. I think that's really good because, of course, not all exfoliators are created equal. So it's nice that they've got that. So yeah, the packaging is to die for. It's got refillable bits so you can cut down on your overall waste. I'm all in favour of that. So I think it looks really promising. And yeah, I'm going to be reviewing them. Whether I do a standalone review, I don't know. Maybe I'll just feed the products into other other videos and stuff. Who knows? But yeah, I'll definitely keep you updated. So Kelsey, answered your question, and I'm really excited to try them. John says, please consider filming a video where you discuss the dangers of using too many actives at once. People don't need 20 or 30 skincare products. You know what? This is something I've gone back and forth with a million and one times. Some people like a very long and protracted skincare routine. Some people like a very condensed and abbreviated skincare routine. And I always think it's about doing what's right for your skin. You absolutely can get so much benefit from a 3-step skincare routine. But equally, you can get a lot of enjoyment and a lot of benefit out of a 10-step skincare routine. It's all about working out what's right for your skin type. If you have very sensitive skin, I would probably pare it back and go for a more minimal skincare routine, but that doesn't have to be the case. You can also have quite an extensive routine, just being really careful on the ingredients and the product. My routine tends to be about, on an evening, probably about 7 or 8 steps. On a morning, probably about 5 or 6. It just all depends, but I thought about doing a video on this, but then I thought, actually, I don't want to be preaching to people what they should and shouldn't do, because I think it's very individual. I would always say, if you're listening to your skin, how it reacts to products, how it reacts to your routine, that's the main thing. And then you can work out how many steps you can tolerate. I don't think you should be using skincare for skincare's sake. I like things to have a purpose, but the purpose could be just a really nice scented toner that actually just makes you feel good. That can be a purpose. It doesn't have to have an active in it, if that makes sense. So, you know what, John, I do absolutely agree with you that loading your skincare routine with as many products as possible for the sake of it isn't productive. You know, every active ingredient should be considered, whether it's right for you and slotted into your routine. But just saying like minimal is right, maximum is wrong isn't the case. It's kind of all about working out what's right for you, if that kind of makes sense. I hope that makes sense anyway. Stephanie says, greetings from LA. Stephanie, sending you lots and lots of love all the way over to LA, which I'm sure is so much warmer than it is here in the UK. But then I am the idiot. We're in the middle of like, the cost of everything is going up, up, and up, as we know. Heating, I mean, is ridiculous. Like, the cost of like gas and electric here in the UK is ridiculous. So the government was like, you know what, if we can be a bit environmental, save a bit of money and all of this sort, so turn the heating down. So I did my bit, turn the heating down, sat here freezing, but I'm the idiot that's in a t-shirt in the middle of winter, so really that's on me. I should just put a jumper on. Fristenberg, hello, great to see you, my love. Paula says, happy Saturday, I will watch on the replay. Number 12 to caress the like button. My question, if you hadn't done a skincare channel, you mentioned your other choice was a political channel, right or left wing? Oh, Paula did. Paula, really? I don't know. I'm kind of, yeah, that would have been my choice if I hadn't done this. I think, just for the record, I chose right. And I definitely think it was right to do the skincare channel rather than a political channel, because I think, you know what, we don't need all that in our lives. I would have liked to have thought I'd be super impartial in my views. In my personal views, I'm a little bit all over the place. I don't really think I fit into a box that's right, because I'm like super like live and let live. Like, you know, my motto is always, if you're not harming someone else, really it's no one's business. Like, live your life, be who you want to be, and, you know, just be like, be as amazing as you can be, and providing what you're doing isn't impacting anybody else in a negative way, really, it's nobody's business. It's kind of my approach. So I'm quite free-spirited from that, but I'm also like quite like, I think because I'm super cheap, I don't like to see like tax money wasted. So I'm always like, no, let's be a little bit tight. Let's be a little bit frugal, because I like to, you know, I like to save money. So I don't know where I'd fit. I'd probably be, if they did a scattergram, I'd probably be all over the place. Is my answer. But yeah, I think I made the right choice to do a skincare channel rather than a political one, because I think that could have been a little bit, who knows, and that could have been a little bit dicey. And I think the last thing we need in the world right now is any more confrontation. I don't think my channel would have done well, because I'd have tried to strike a balanced view and be impartial, and I don't really think there's a lot of appetite for that. I think everybody wants to, in this political space, watch content which aligns strictly to their views and don't really have time for anything else. And so my channel probably wouldn't have done very well. Skincare was the right choice. And thank you for caressing that like button, Paula. I love you so much. Steffi says, my question is, how did you find the chicken prison? Too many schools. So my question is, how did you find the chicken prison? We have this charity. I'm assuming you mean, how did I rescue the hens from their awful caged farm? We have this channel with this charity here in the UK called the British Hen Welfare Trust, and basically they take as many battery chickens, which is what we call like caged chickens here in the UK, as possible after they reached 18 months, which is when their egg production slows down a little bit, and the farm's like, yeah, I don't need them anymore. So they either get sent off to slaughter or they get rescued by this charity. And this charity then just puts like on Facebook, we've got like 1,000 hens coming to this location, come and pick some up if you can. And we went and picked up 8. Normally how it works with battery hens is they come in really bad condition, like terrible condition, and usually you expect to lose about half in the first like month. That's just because they're not healthy, and there's nothing you can do, which is kind of the downside of doing it, because that is heartbreaking. But also, you know, the ones that survive get amazing retirement. I was super lucky. I took 8, and I ended up with, as it happened, that I had space for 4. I went there, and the ladies that ran it were like, realistically, you know, only half will make it past that 1 month point. So we'd encourage you to take, like, if you can fit 4, take 8, because then you'll end up with the right number for your thing. And I said, okay, that's fine. Took 8. I've only lost 1, which is wonderful, and that makes me, I mean, I wish I'd lost none, but it's wonderful that, you know, so many are able to enjoy their environment, you know, their retirement. But as a result, I had to spend the best part of £750 on this giant chicken run to double the size capacity that I had, because the 4 that I thought I was going to get ended up as 7 in the long term. So yeah, there it is. But they're a really good charity, and I would definitely recommend, if you're in the UK, check them out, because they give you all the help and advice you need to like rescue hens. They're so lovely. It's all run by volunteers, and yeah, the British Hen Welfare Trust, totally would recommend. So Stephanie says, too many schools of thought on when to apply vitamin C. Some include say right after cleanse, some say close to the end. What school do you attend? Well, so when it comes to vitamin C, I'm in a very niche little school. I'm totally on board with vitamin C derivatives. You can put it where you want in your skincare routine. It's super easy. It takes the stress out of it. Layers with everything. That's the school that I attend. It's a bit of a niche school, but hopefully it's growing in popularity. If you wanted to use a pure form of ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid, I personally would use it early on in your skincare routine, because then that's just easier. You can then buffer with a pH balanced serum and then continue with your routine. So if it's a pure form vitamin C, I'm earlier in the routine rather than later. Oh, Tom says, happy Saturday, Rob and everyone. Rob, where did your dislike of bath mats come from? Oh yeah, for people that don't know, like, my number one phobia is totally irrational and totally weird. I have like a absolute hatred and phobia of bath mats, to the point where I can't actually step in a bathroom that has a bath mat in it. Like, I just can't. Like, if I go to a friend's and there's a bath mat there, I'm like, no, it needs to be removed. I don't know where it came from. So when I was younger, we had like a wooden like slat bath mat, and it got really wet underneath, and I stood in it, but I must have stood on like one end of it, and I was leaning over the sink brushing my teeth, and it went from under me, and I went and really bashed myself on the sink. So I don't think that helped. And with the fabric ones, people just never wash them enough, and if you turn up, it's always moldy on the underside, and it's always like really wet and damp, and like, no. I think it's totally irrational. There is nothing wrong with having a bath mat. I just cannot. And yeah, I'm really weird, because I'm quite happy to put a towel down and step out onto a towel. I think it's because you wash towels more frequently than bath mats. That's my theory. But yeah, no to a bath mat. And that answers the question, what is my weird phobia? So anyone else, sound off if you also hate bath mats. But Christina also hates bath mats. Me and Christina, we're like that. Angela, great to see you, my love. Great to see you. Suzanne, amazing. Patty, great to have you, my love. I see, John says, my question is, how long does it take for different to fade acne scars? Oh, I can answer from personal experience, John, because I used different for my acne scars. I think if you kind of reach, in my experience, you reach like peak as good as it's going to get with different after about 2 years. I know that seems a long time, but you do get gradual improvement along the way. I think if you combine it with collagen boosting peptides and with things like ceramides and other things to really nourish and support the skin, I found I got quicker results, and that just helped to really like minimize the depth of any scarring that I had. If your scarring is actually pigmentation related, so like hyperpigmentation, then using your different with azelaic acid and tranexamic acid will help. I think different just on its own as the acne scar treatment takes about 2 years in my experience. But of course it's all different people, and don't just think you have to wait 2 years to get any results. The results will be coming gradually. It just takes a little time. Alenthea, great to see you, my love. Great to see you. N566 says, what should be used with tranexamic acid? Literally anything can be used with tranexamic acid. That's why I love it so much. I wouldn't overload the skin. Like, don't introduce everything all at once. I would just introduce like one at a time, gradually let your skin get used to products. But providing you do that, you can use it with anything. Emily says, happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're well. Rob, I wonder if you've named any of your chickens, and what are they? So, Emily, this is a really good question. We didn't. So, I don't know why. I think it was because when I got the chickens, we were told that roughly a 50% survival rate. And so I didn't want to name them, get super attached for then not to, it just makes the whole process more difficult if anything happened to them and they didn't survive. So I didn't. And then I just kind of never did. I think because they all came with barely any feathers and they all looked exactly the same. Like, it was really hard to name them and know which one I was looking at. And so in the end, they all had nicknames. So Limper, because she came with a limp. That's quite common. Because they don't get sunlight, they don't get a lot of vitamins, they often have really bowed legs. So Limper came with a limp. She doesn't actually have a limp anymore, and she's literally the healthiest of all of them. But we still call her Limper because she came with a limp. And you can tell her because she's got a crossed beak. So sometimes when they rub their beaks on the like on the cage bars, it damages them and it crosses over a little bit. She can still eat. She has the best life ever, but I can tell who she is. So that's Limper. We've got one that is called Weezer, because she came with a really bad wheeze, and I was like sure she wasn't going to survive, and she did. The Weezer's gone, and she's amazing, but she doesn't have a tail. Her tail never grew back, so I know who she is, and we still call her Weezer, even though she actually hasn't ever wheezed for like months. And then we've got one called Full Feather because she came fully feathered. She was the one that actually had all her feathers. And she's got like a funny coloration to her head, so I know exactly who she is. So they're like the three key ones. And then we've got one that was like the top hen, and she bullied all the other ones because they sort out their pecking order, and she was like determinedly bullied. So she's called Ballerina because she bullies everyone. So yeah, they're the ones we got, and the rest are just like chickens. But yeah, I should probably name them. It's just really difficult when you get rescue hens. It's really difficult because you genuinely can't tell them apart, so it makes it quite hard to name them. That's why I didn't. Suzanne says, hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm overworked, underslept, and sick. Came for a therapeutic boost. Well, Suzanne, I am sending you the world's biggest love, lots of hugs, and I get well soon, my love. Melenthi said, my question is, will ever make Mama mad on the YouTube channel or the Facebook group? Oh, so my mum, she might actually, when she's coming out, like now the whole like restrictions, I see a lot more of my mum than I used to. So yes, I would love to do a video with my mum. She is basically, me and her are the same person. She wouldn't like to admit it, and I wouldn't like to admit it, but we are basically the same person, and she's amazing. Yeah, my mother is like my hero. She's absolutely amazing. It's literally like, you know, I have like just amazing. She's best. Hopefully everyone says about their mum, but she's like the best mum in the world, and has gorgeous skin. Like, she looks amazing. She is amazing. And in her, like, I saw her high school snap the other day, and it was my brother actually posted it when it was her birthday, like a throwback picture, literally spitting image of Taylor Swift in her like high school yearbook. Like, it was uncannily weird how similar they looked. But yeah, she's fabulous. I absolutely love my mother. And we were laughing because there was this program we were watching last time I saw her, when it was like one of those true crime things, and someone had committed a crime, and the mother had basically helped him cover it up, and then she got into trouble and it all came out. And lots of people were like, I don't know why as a mother you would do that. Why would you get involved in all that? It's just a really bad thing. And my mother sat there going, ridiculous. She was like, if you did that, she said, I'd come around with a shovel and we'd sort it out. I was like, wow. Okay, mother. So she's loyal to a fault, which I love. So yeah, I would happily introduce like my mum on this channel, but I'm not sure how keen she'd be to be online. I'll ask her next time I see her. Anyway, TNH, hey guys, says, hello TNH, lovely to see you. Let's oh god, Tom says, would it be amazing we could have her ask mum anything live stream? Oh no, my mother knows too many secrets. Oh no, we're not having that. She knows way too much. I was saying about my friend, so I met my friend for a coffee the other day, and basically I was laughing with her because we've been best friends for the longest possible time, and we kind of have like the theory of mutually assured destruction, in that we can never not be friends because we know too much rubbish on the other one. So we're always going to be friends forever because we know too much. Right, I'm going to have a sip on my gin. If you haven't, oh wow, we're already at 77 likes, which is amazing. If you haven't already, gently caress that like button, because honestly, it does really support me and the channel. I know I always say that, but it does make the world difference. So if you could minimize the chat, click on the like button, then when you maximize the chat, it takes you back to wherever you were, so you don't miss a thing. And then we'll get on with some more questions. Keep them coming. We're going to be doing this for like another hour, so we've got a lot of questions to get through. So keep them coming. I'm going to take a big gulp, and then we'll crack on. So good. Angela says, Rob, is it okay to put a drop of hyaluronic acid into the pump of face theory azelaic acid in my palm and mix them together? Yeah, absolutely. That might help it absorb a little bit better. They work really well together. That's no problem at all. I think that would work really well. Suzanne says, we were understaffed at the restaurants, had to do a few extra hours. Isn't adulting fun? Adulting is not fun. I think being a dog is the most. If I could come back as an animal, I think being a dog, there's zero stress. Just lots of, I'm looking at my puppy here. He's actually sleeping perfectly. Though he did keep me up all night because he's got a bit of an upset stomach, and he did keep me up all night, but he's so sweet. So I think adulting isn't fun, but being a dog, I think, would be what I'd come back as. TNH said, let's be honest, we all want to know the Tia and Rob's relationship status right now. No comment. No comment at all. Do you know what, you guys? So I love you guys so much, because we're like family. You can't have that. We're like family. Marishka says hello Marishka. That tickled me. I've lost where I am in the chat. I wish YouTube would sort this out, because idiots like me can never ever just get it right. Let me have a look and see. Where was it? Where have I gone to it? Oh, it does show I am quite far behind in the comments. How do I manage to be this far behind? Suzanne says, I hope everyone has been safe this past week. So grateful for the Mad About Skin donations to help the Ukrainian people. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we decided in the last week to donate all the commission sales on the channel from March and April to the British Red Cross, who are helping the humanitarian effort over in Ukraine. I'm going to be doubling any of the money that we receive, just to mean that we can do as maximum amount as possible. There's so many people that need our help. I mean, no amount of money is actually going to, be enough, but we can all help. So if you guys did, use any of the links in any of the videos that I've done, old, new, whatever, then all of the commission sales from that will be going to charity. I can't reveal like the percentages and things because there's various agreements between brands around that, but I can say that since we launched it, we have raised £295, which obviously I'll double, so the best part is £600, and that's in the first 2 days. So that sort of money is going in, and I am going to kind of donate it on, even though it takes a while for the commission to come through, I will be donating it on a weekly basis because that money is kind of needed now. So we won't be waiting around, we'll just get it donated and support as many people as possible. So yeah, if you did shop any of the links at all, just know that it'll do a little bit of good, and I think it's the least we can do to just help people that are a lot less fortunate than ourselves. Irene says, hello honey, hello everyone, let's spread joy and love, we need it. Irene, I couldn't agree more, and I'm sending you so much love. Serena says, hello everybody, running a bit late, stayed at the gym too long, but happy Saturday. No, I mean the gym on a weekend, Serena, no. I do need to go, but I'm so lazy. I'm feeling so lazy. Ian, great to see you, my love. Janessa, fantastic to have you. Hell says, can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to this. Needs serious distraction from the world. Hells, we are here to take everyone's mind off everything, and you know what? We're here, just here to show the love, share the appreciation, and we're all family. We are all family here, so we can talk about anything that we want, and just know that we're all just here for each other. Sweet Tea, love you so much, and sending lots of love all the way to Florida. Adri, great to see you, my love. I'm having a wonderful weekend, thank you. All the better for seeing you guys. Sugarless says, hi from Canada. Question, where are these chickens in sweaters you promised, and when is your birthday? Okay, I do actually have to. We've only got one sweater. It takes a lot longer to knit than we thought. But I will take a picture and put it on the Facebook group, so promise that. And when is my birthday? 27th of May, which I share with, apparently, every year it comes up with, who you share your birthday with, and every year it comes up and I share it with Jordan Katie Price, who is a glamour model here in the UK, and Carol Vorderman, who's a maths genius here in the UK. I'm neither a maths genius or a glamour model, so I don't think we've got anything in common with people I share my birthday with. But 27th of May. Veronica says, me too, so much sadness in the world. I agree, but I'm sending you all so much love. I say where there, I'm back again. I always lose my place on these live streams. I wish YouTube would stop messing around with how you see the comments, because I always end up missing some. So if I miss your comment, just let me know and I will stop it. So Hell says, hi Emily, first 50 years was in Australia, then eventually you've been down under, but now in Europe and used to all this. I know, Hells, I didn't know, you look gorgeous in your picture. You look absolutely fantastic. I loving that, and welcome to Europe. I didn't know that you spent the first years of your life in Australia. That's fantastic. Metro Laser Clinic says, fully launched the range and getting awesome likes at our joint. Sunscreens, boom, just what we need. Andrew, love you so much. Yeah, for everybody that wants to get their hands on some Mad About Skin products, obviously you can go to www.madaboutskincare.com. You can go to No to Glow, which is our Swedish distributor, which will ship all the way across Europe, customs and VAT free. So if you're worried about the customs charges, you can order from No to Glow, which is a fantastic way if you're in Europe of getting quicker shipping and no risk of customs. And if you're in Glasgow or the surrounding areas, you can pop into the Metro Laser Clinic, where Andrew, who is absolutely amazing, will be there and is stocking the products. So yeah, it feels really weird but also fantastic that we're kind of spreading our wings, giving people more options, because I know that some people want to see things in physical stores to have a little try before they buy. Some people really want to shop with a European distributor so they can minimize customs, all that good stuff. So yeah, and there is a few more things lined up for the States coming up, so kind of watch this space. Peggy, great to see you, my love. Angela, great to see you. Let's have a look. Steven says, yay, I made it, been having to prep all the pizza toppings. We have missed you so so good to see you, my love, and I hope work is busy, but allowing you to have a little chill time with us. So thank you for spending your Saturday with us. Claro, great to see you. The International Language of Dances in the chat. I love that name so much. Said, oh, it's Ask Me Anything. My question would be, how did you get the confidence to give up your day job for YouTube? Now, I have always been of the mindset that if you don't do it for yourself, you can't expect someone else to do it for you. And whilst it is so like ridiculously nerve-wracking to give up doing like, you know, a well-paid job to do something totally like different, I just didn't want to. What I didn't want to do is get to later in life and be like, what would have happened? What could have been? And my mom always says, the worst things in life is not knowing. So if you do it and it doesn't work out, you know what? It's fine. You can always go back and get another job and it's fine. But if you don't, you'll never know. And I kind of think that's quite powerful. For me anyway, I just thought, I don't want to live not knowing what could or couldn't have been, which is kind of what gave me the drive to get on and, you know, do YouTube. And honestly, zero regrets. Like, even if this had failed, even if this would have gone completely wrong and totally failed, I would still... I'm just glad to say that I did it. So yeah, actually, it wasn't as hard to give up the day job to do this full-time as I thought it was going to be. I know that sounds really weird, and I probably should be saying the opposite, but it really wasn't. I think once you've got your mind set on something, just go and do it, because I didn't want to be that person that sits there thinking what could have been, which is why, like, it's... Yeah, but it is still nerve-wracking. There is still times when I think... Like when I'm launching new products, we've got the lip balm and we've got the exfoliated gel finally coming out this month, finally. And every time I do, whilst it's super exciting, I get this pit in my stomach thinking, I've invested a lot in this. Fingers crossed it sells. You know what I mean? You do still get that a little bit, but it's just such a fun journey. It wouldn't change it for the world. Marlene says, yay, the gin is out. It is, and it's a really nice gin. This is actually a Gibraltarian gin, which we've got family over in Gibraltar, and it is duty-free over there. Dirt cheap, and it's actually a really nice gin. So yeah, I would fully recommend it. If anyone goes to Gibraltar, get the Gibraltar Rock gin. It's actually really nice and just one of the nicest ones out there. It's also really inexpensive because you get it without the duty. And on that note, Marlene is reminding me to take a sip. So if you haven't already, if you could gently caress the like button. We don't smash the like button here on Mad About Skin. We're too classy for that. We gently caress it. So if you minimize the chat, click on the like button, you can then maximize the chat and it'll take you back to where you were, so you don't miss out on a thing. So good. Teenagers drunk Rob incoming. No, I promise I'm going to be very well behaved. He says now. Teresa, great to see you, my love. Said it's been 6 weeks since I had foot surgery and I'm glad to be back home to the Mad About Skin family. My face is so dry from my son's new house with zero humidity. Any ideas to help my mummy's skin? Yes. Teresa, first of all, I hope the surgery went really well. I hope you're recovering. We have missed you and we're sending you so much love. Zero humidity, key thing. Thick occlusive moisturizer. Drunk Elephant, as much as I don't like the brand, actually just came out with like a slugging cream that has lots of really thick occlusives and humectants in. That's really good. You can use a Cicapass Balm by La Roche-Posay. I mean, you can use Vaseline, but I don't think it's very elegant. It doesn't feel great. Aquaphor do a really good one. So there's lots of different ones. But I would put like 2 or 3 hydrating toners on beforehand. Put those, layer them on, really get the skin drenched, and then put that on top, and that'll just lock everything in. You do that a couple of days, and your skin will be back to tip-top condition, I promise. Oh, and also, just minimize the amount of heat in the shower. That is the other thing I think we all make a few mistakes with. I love a warm shower. I'm not giving up my warm showers for anyone, no matter what people say. But if your skin is really dehydrated, avoid hot showers for the time being until it fixes itself, because that can be like the #1 cause as well. Veronica says, chilling with a great yuzu tea. Oh, sounds so good. Literally loving that. Peggy says, my Mad About Skin serum is on the way. I know, when I wrote your name on the little card, Peggy, I was like, yes. And sent it. So don't worry, it was sent with lots and lots of love. Oh, so Melenthia says, how do you feel about Camilla becoming queen? Now, this is quite controversial. Probably not as controversial as it would have been if you'd have asked that question like 10 years ago. I'm like the world's biggest monarchist. I absolutely love the royal family. I think the queen is amazing. Like, she's just amazing. I love all Kate and Wills. I like everything. And I really like Camilla. You know what? I think for all that... Obviously, it's a bit of history going on, which I don't necessarily totally approve of. But you know what? To put yourself out there, to do loads of good charity work, she is respectful. She's out there supporting people. She did an awful lot in the last week to support Ukrainian refugees and people fleeing that conflict and raise money for that. I just think I think she comes across as a really nice person, and that might be controversial, but I think it's amazing. And if it's what the Queen wants, then she's in charge of everything, isn't it? It's what she gets. But I actually really like her. In fact, I love all the royal family. I've got many a royal family themed tea towel. So if anyone's stuck for a gift idea for me, royal family themed tea towel. And Gail says, would love to have a review of Jordan Samuel skincare. I really appreciate your informative content. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I love Jordan Samuel. Because the price point is a little bit up there, I'm a bit selective with which products I actually choose. But so far, I love that cleanser. The cleanser is so good. Like, if you basically, apparently a lot of drag queens use the Jordan Samuel cleanser to get their makeup off, and if it works for drag queens, it should work for everyone. And that's not to say, I mean, I love a good drag show, but if you think of the amount of heavy duty makeup that's worn, if it can get that off, I think we could all do with a little of that in our lives. So yeah, I love the Jordan Samuel cleanser. Moisturizer's really good. They do a nice hydrating serum. Yeah, I'd love to explore a little bit more from Jordan Samuel. So Gail, watch this space. Let's see. Sugar. See, Mark, great to see you, my love. Great to have you. Hope you're all amazing. Suzanne says, as I'm sick, I actually drank more tea than Rob today. I doubt it very much, Suzanne. I doubt that very much. I have had a lot of tea today. I've been doing lots of video editing. It's just been one of those really manic days. I've done lots of editing. I've done lots of bits and bobs, and the tea has been keeping me going. So I think if we were to have a tea off, I might just win, Suzanne. Tina, great to see you. So she says, I can be here a little bit before I have to leave. I think the question, I think I sent a question earlier. I hope I pressed send. I didn't see the question earlier, Tina, so I will go back and find it. Sammy, great to see you, my love. Marlene says, Rob, I have to ask, now that I'm officially divorced, are you still up for marrying me? Marlene, goes without saying. I like you even have to ask. Peggy says, it's going to be in the 80s in Texas. You people, you make me so jealous. I mean, here, if it gets above 0, we'll be lucky. Let's have a look. Let's see. Noodle says, eating pizza and watching my favourite YouTuber. What could be better than Saturday evening? Thank you so much, Noodle. We love you. But your handle has made me crave noodles. I love a good noodle. First name, last name says, could you give a shout out to my sis Nanting? Yes, of course. Nanting, sending you lots and lots of love, and thank you for joining. We love you all so much. Veronica says, will you show us your animals? I would love to see something like day with you. Yes, my problem is they're all surrounding here, but they're quiet. And once you disturb them, they get very, very hectic. So at the end of the live stream, before we move on to today's video, I will promise you, I will show you animals. I just don't want to do anything with them right now because they'll never let me have a bit of peace. But yes, and I am thinking of, people have asked for like a day in the life. My just life isn't that interesting. This is the problem. My life is just not that interesting. But a lot of people have asked for like a day in the lifestyle video. So yeah, I might actually film one of those if people want to see it. Now, I am just... That's so good. Peggy says, still waiting to see these imaginary cats. Oh, if you could see Marcel now, he is so Leo's not feeling very well. He's upstairs. One of the cat beds we've got actually sits over one of the heating pipes. It's underfloor heated. He's just sitting there like chilling because he's not feeling very well. I don't know what's up with him. He just feels a bit Marcel's in his usual cuddle pile. The dog is fast asleep on my dressing gown. I will show you cats though, I promise, Peggy. By the end of the video, I will show you Marcel, who is so cute. He always looks really grumpy on camera, but he's not. He's like the nicest animal in the world. Now, I'm going to have a sip of my gin, if you haven't already. If you could minimise the chat, gently press the like button, then when you maximise the chat, it brings it back. We've got 95 likes. We're nearly at 100. I think we can beat our record of 150. I'm sensing it. If I'm answering all these questions... I think at least I deserve a like. But apparently I can't get a like to save my life. Today I'm only joking. Yes, subscribers. So, we're now at 62,000 subscribers, which honestly is like mind blown. So thank you to every single one of you that has subscribed. And I like to think that we're more than just a number here on Mad About Skin, because when you subscribe, you actually join the Mad About Skin family where we do weekly live streams. We've got an amazing Facebook group. I always try to film as many like video requests as possible. So I think we're family. We're not just a subscriber number, we're family. But you know, what I'd love to do by the end of this year is to reach the 100,000 subscriber mark. Never gonna happen. But you've got to dream big in this world, because I want want the plaque, you know, the YouTube plaque, and apparently you can get 2. You cannot pay for an extra one. I'm going to give it away in a random giveaway. That's the plan. So yes, so if you haven't already subscribed and you're watching and you're enjoying the content, why not go over, gently caress that subscribe button, and then you'll be part of our Mad About Skin family. And I think I speak for us all when I say you'll be very, very much welcome. So Tanya says, hi Rob, hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I am, Tanya, I hope you are too. Gigi says, hi Rob, can you use the Soft Airy UV Essence by Claire's as a day cream and add SPF? The ingredients are quite good. Gigi, first of all, it's lovely to see you, my love. I hope you've been keeping well. You can. Yes, it's not SPF. The results did not come back favourable on that one, but you know what? You can still use it as a day cream and put an SPF on top. That's absolutely fine. I know some people that use it to top up during the day. You know, there's things that we can do. Never waste a product, just repurpose it. And I think that's a really good example. So yeah, if you like the ingredients, it works well for your skin, and you want to get those benefits, then absolutely use it as a day cream. And I think you'll get some really amazing benefits from it. So yeah, good plan, good idea, and I'm fully on board with that. Now, we've got, Jesus, I found one tube in my drawer. I found a tube of the Purito Comfy Water Sunblock the other day. Don't know, no idea how long that's been hanging around. Kashini says, hi Rob, watching from Mauritius. Oh, can we take a moment? Can we take a moment? Mauritius. I went to Mauritius about 10 years ago, and honestly, possibly one of the most beautiful islands in the world. Made infinitely better by the fact that the people there were so lovely, like some of the nicest people. They couldn't do enough. They were just so warm, so friendly, and so welcoming. And if I could be in Mauritius right now, trust me, I would be. So, Kashini, I'm sending you lots of love to Mauritius. I'm on a plane. I'm coming to visit. So, John says, it's confidence, and you really suit glasses. Thank you, John. That's really good. Me and my mum have a running. So, my mum always says, wear contact lenses, because you should always wear contact lenses. Her thing is, glasses, bad, contact lenses, good. And then everyone else seems to say, you look better in glasses, so wear glasses. Ultimately, I chose glasses because I'm useless with contact lenses and all of that. It's not good. But yeah, thank you very much, John. We love you. Thank you so much. Irene says, I'm addicted to your serum. The best. Irene, love you so much, and thank you so much. Ultimate Movie Recaps, love that name. Sending you lots and lots of love, my love, and thank you for all your love and support. Honestly, it does mean the world to me. Kirsten, great to see you. Kirsten says, Rob, I'm busy tonight. I'll try and come back. I love you all. Kirsten, don't worry, we'll be here for you on replay, and I'm sending you all so much love if you are watching back on replay. Pinja says, oh no, I came late. Do not worry, we still have plenty of time, lots to catch up with, and you can catch up on replay anything that you've missed. Stephanie says, a TikToker was looking for a non-hyaluronic acid product. I suggested they check out Mad About Skin. Oh, Stephanie, you guys are amazing. Do you know what? So many web stores and things have reached out to me because you guys have said, got along and said, do you stock this? Because you should. And they come to me and oh, we'd be interested in stocking your product. So honestly, I know I always say it, but the love and support, I'm getting a bit teary. The love and support you guys always show me, honestly, means the world to me. And I love you all so much. I'm getting a bit teary. I think that's the gin. That's the gin. Charlotte says, I'm using tretinoin, but I'm experiencing peeling now for 3 months. I buffet, sandwich, and only use 3 times a week. Not sure what else to do. Any tips? It could just be that ultimately it's not the right product for you. I think after 3 months, maybe give it a couple more weeks. And I think you're doing everything right. And if you're still peeling and it's bothering you, getting that irritation, speak to your prescriber if you have one. If not, maybe it's just not the right product for you. You've done everything right though, love. You've started low strength, you've used it infrequently, you've sandwiched, you've buffered. I don't think you could have done any more. And sometimes the product might not just might not be the right one for you. And I said in my retinol video that I filmed the other week, first rule of retinol isn't for everybody. You should never feel that you have to use retinol. It's all about using what's right for your skin, and tretinoin might not be right for you. A retinol might just work better. Razorwing says, what's your favorite music genre? Oh, pop and disco all the way. Basically Eurovision. For anyone in Europe, you'll know what Eurovision is. Eurovision is everything. Just that mix of trash pop with a bit of synth, with a bit of disco, car crash of camp. That is my favourite genre of music. Yeah, car crash of camp. I think I might call it, actually, that could be the name of my autobiography if I write it, because that suits. Yes, that would be my genre of music for sure. Peg says the Facebook group is such a happy, zero judgment loving group. I agree, Peg. I love the group so much. I was so reluctant to create it because I just, I think social media in general has a bit of a bad reputation, and I was really reluctant because I didn't want to play a part in that, but you guys wanted it, so I created it, and honestly, I couldn't have been more wrong. It has been so such a lovely space, and you guys are always so supportive. I get so much inspiration from you guys. You're all amazing. All amazing. Be kind, sending you lots and lots of love. Eloise says, hi Rob, the cats and rabbits wants to know, what did you first start loving pets and animals? Oh, I have always been animal obsessed. Like, we started with hamsters, then we went to guinea pigs and gerbils. I've always been animal obsessed. My brother, my middle brother, is like an real animal rights advocate, and he is, that's something that's super important to him. And so I think I am the least animal of all of my family, to be honest, which says something because I'm animal mad. But my brother is like other level animal mad. They looked after my puppy Lorne when I went away, and my niece and nephew loved him to bits. He loved them. Like, he's been so more playful since he's come home, and the whole family were like, I keep saying to them, they should get a dog. They should get a dog. But yeah, I think it's just, we've always had dogs. We've always had, like, I've always had animals. I think it's really, for me, it doesn't feel right going into an empty house. Do you know what I mean? You're never in an empty house when you've got cats or dogs, and that's kind of, and I just think that unconditional love you get back, zero judgment from them, is just, I wouldn't be without any of mine at all. But actually, chickens were the big revelation. I never thought I'd love keeping chickens as much as I actually do. They are so like life-affirmingly amazing. Would definitely recommend keeping chickens to everybody. Let's have a look. Sugar says we didn't get a total animal count. 11. Nicole says, hi, a little late. Nicole, fashionably late, and it's good to have you here. Noodler says, Rob, what's the cheekiest thing your pet, cat, or puppy have done so far to make you smile? Well, I don't know if it made me smile. I look back and think, so Leo, my cat, who is amazing, so all my cats are rubbish hunters, like, and the dog, I mean, it's fine. I don't want them chasing things and killing things anyway, but they are literally rubbish. Except for Leo. So Leo is a little bit, he's a wily hunter. And we've got like a porch, like a utility room. And there was a mouse in there, because we keep the chicken food in there, and there was little nibblings on the bottom of the bag. So I knew there was a mouse that got in and got into that. And also keep the bags for life. You know when you've got like, bags, like reusable carry bags for the shopping. Anyway, so all in there, and Leo went in there, clearly could smell the mouse, so was doing his thing in there. I called him out. I was like, oh, come on, get out of there. Got him out there. Didn't realise in that intervening bit he had clearly dealt with the mouse. About a week later, went to Tesco's, which is a big supermarket here in the UK, doing my shopping, got to the checkout, and it's super busy, and I got all my like reusable carrier bags, feeling very smug, saving the planet, all that stuff. I'm doing all that, and they're all crumpled up together, so I pulled one bag out and shook it to like open it up, and from the corner flew right the way across the supermarket this dead mouse. Hit some other woman's trolley, shopping cart, who shrieked. Everybody turned round, and in that exact moment, I literally wanted the entire world to just swallow me up. In the end, I did what, clearly I went into autopilot, just casually strolled over there, got it, picked up the mouse, said sorry about that, kind of tied it in a bag and carried on packing my shopping. Literally couldn't have got out of that shop quicker. That is probably the most embarrassing thing that any of my animals have ever done. But Leo, bless him, very sweet. Hummingbird says, hello, I recently discovered your YouTube channel. I'm loving the content. Thank you so much, my love. And welcome. Thank you for joining. Says, my question is related to Geek and Gorgeous A-Game Retinal. After how much time is it possible to see an improvement? I saw an improvement after 3 months of using it. That's just my experience. Different skin will, work at different speeds. But I think, realistically, that 3-month period, I think, should give you really good results. And thank you for joining us. So if all the new we get around 1,000 new subscribers every single week, which is absolutely amazing. So if you're one of the 1,000 that's joined this week, sending you so much love, and love to you all. And if you're not, why not? Why not join now? Did you know, like, this is baffling, like nearly like 70% of people that watch the videos aren't subscribed to the channel, and I wonder, what have I done wrong? Why not? So if you haven't, why not just gently caress that subscribe button? It'll help us as a family reach that 100,000 subscriber milestone, so we can get the plaque and put it on the wall behind us. But also, it'd just be lovely to grow our family. For me, this has been the best decision I've ever made, just starting this YouTube channel, and I love you all so much, and you guys just mean the world to me. Now, before I get sentimental, I'm going to take another sip of my drink. So this is your opportunity, if you haven't already, to click that subscribe button, join our family, but also the like button's there, ready to be gently caressed. If you minimize the chat, click the like button, you can maximize the chat and it takes you back. You don't need to miss out on anything at all, and it does mean a lot to me, so thank you. So good. I love these glasses. I don't know where I got these from, but they're really good glass. Peggy says, I'll let the commercial play, but I won't pay attention. Peggy, best way forward. Melanthea says, adult social care is important. I'm a full-time caregiver for my disabled grandmother and she lives with me. You know what? This is what one of my previous jobs was, and I think it's underestimated the work that carers do, because paid and unpaid, my hat goes out to anyone out there that's caring for someone. It is a lot of commitment, and they're the truly selfless people in the world. And yeah, so I'm sending lots and lots of love to you and to your gran as well, Melanthea. Suzanne says, John, he always teaches us to be careful. Patch test and love our skin. This is it. The key thing. Patch test all the way. This means I'm really far behind with the comments, aren't I? So far behind. Janessa says, wait, if I skip an ad, do you not get as much money? If you skip an ad, the content creator doesn't get paid to have the ad on the thing. No. You only have to watch the first half of the ad or 30 seconds of it, whichever is the longest. So if it's a 10-second ad, as long as you watch 5 seconds of it, you're fine, then you can skip. If it's a 2-minute ad, you just watch 30 seconds and you can skip. So either the first half or 30 seconds, which actually counts. Like John says, make a cup of tea while the ads play. This is it. It's all the game to play. Marlene says, please remember to click that like for your extra Mad About Skin glow. Marlene did a study on this. The more likes we get, the more we glow. She's a scientist. Take it from Marlene. Sweet Tea says, Rob, if you didn't do YouTube, what would you do? I shudder to think. Thank you. What would your dream job be? Oh, that's really difficult. Like, if I could choose anything, it would be like Cher's PA, because I love Cher. Realistically, what would my dream job be? I don't know. I love like customer service and speaking with people. So anything that I can interact with people on a day-to-day basis, that would be like my dream job. Which is why I love this job so much. This doesn't even feel like it. This is a hobby, but it just happens to be a job at the same time. I can be one of those smug people that you always hear on the TV and you want to hate. That say like, oh, my hobby is my job. And you're like, ugh. I hate that sort of person. I am that person. But I don't want to be smug about it. Let's have a look. So, May says, hi, help please. Which moisturiser suits oily skin? I have sensitive skins too. I use Aveeno Oat Moisturiser and it's oily. That's the problem. I do find I love Aveeno, great for sensitive skin, but it is a little bit on the oily side. I personally would reach for the Face Theory Super Gel Moisturiser or the Blythe Pressed Serum. Blythe is a Korean brand, Face Theory is a British brand. Both fantastic. I use them every single year for my oily, acne-prone skin. TNH says, Trini's office is at the same building as my gym and she always gives me a bad vibe. Oh, okay. Plus she's with Charles Saatchi. TNH, where do you get all this gossip from? I didn't know any of this. I used to do my research. I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't know she was with Charles Saatchi. Was he the one that was with Nigella Lawson? Am I wrong? Was that Nigella? Have I got the wrong Saatchi? I think I'm useless with my celeb gossip. But thank you, TNH. We like a little gossip. Peggy says, I say I don't want a long one, but I always keep buying products. Peggy, same. I'm always streamlining. Streamlining is always going to be the thing I do. It's always going to work well. Do I ever do it? No. Suzanne says, if you could give any pet you ever wanted, excluding that new little lawn, what would it be? Ooh, any pet that you ever wanted. If I could go back, I would bring back I won't swap my pets for anyone, but if I could, I'd bring back my greyhound that sadly passed away the other year. He was also called Rob, came with a name, didn't call the dog after me. He was just the best dog in the whole wide world. Like, amazing, like true like companion, like best friend. He was amazing. So I would have him back in a heartbeat. I'd have all my animals back, but in particular, if I could have any animal, I want an Irish Wolfhound, which is the biggest breed of dog. It's absolutely huge. I would love an Irish Wolfhound. I don't have the space for one, but they are absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen one, Google one. It's like a cross between a horse and a dog. But I always think, like, I'm used to larger dogs, and so Lorne is tiny by the usual size of dog that I would go for. But he's got a lot of personality. Clara says, yeah, I agree, Rob. We're all different and our needs are different. Totally agree, my love. Sweet Tea says, Eva says, late again, hello everyone. Rob, how are your chickens? Mine are doing well. Got some Polish pullets and I'm in love. I love the Polish. Oh, with the little feathers, beautiful feathers. Evie, I am doing really well, my love, and the chickens are doing amazingly well. I hope yours are too. Send them a big hug from me. Sophie says, hi Rob, do you live in Church Crookham and can come and visit? I live in Northants. Sophie, I don't. I wish I lived in Church Crookham. Church Crookham is one of the most beautiful places in the whole world. I live in Hampshire. I live in in Southampton, so basically right at the opposite end to you. But Hampshire still, both Hampshire folk. But I'm at the opposite end. I'm in Southampton. Church Crookham is literally the most beautiful village in the world, and I would love to live there. That or the New Forest, but I'm in Southampton, and Southampton is lovely as well. The place I live in, Southampton, is absolutely amazing. So love it. Charlotte says, should I double cleanse if I'm wearing light makeup and SPF that's not water resistant? I don't think you need to. I think double cleanse if you need to double cleanse, or if you want to double cleanse. Don't feel like you have to because somebody tells you to. I hate that about it. So, yeah, I watch so many people on the YouTube say, if you're not doing this, you're doing it wrong. Rubbish. Do what works for your skin. If you're wearing a little light makeup, bit of concealer, you know, nothing too heavy, and a little bit of light SPF, I just do a single cleanse, especially because in this day and age, gel cleansers are so much better than they used to be. They genuinely get a lot off. So, you know, I created the Mad About Skin cleanser. 90% of the time, that will be enough to do all your cleanse. If you're wearing a lot of water-resistant SPF or a lot of heavy makeup, yeah, you're going to want to double cleanse. But most cleansers, not just mine, most of them will do all that you need. So only double cleanse if you want to or need to. Hellsville says, if you were offered a free holiday to anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? Oh, I don't know. I've got a craving since watching the Winter Olympics to go skiing because I love skiing. So I really want to go. I'm due a holiday in Whistler, which is in Canada. Best place to ski ever. I really like Mauritius since it was mentioned in the chat. I love. I've always wanted to do the southern states of America because I've never been, and apparently the hospitality and the food is supposed to be amazing. So I'd love to go there. Yeah, just to be honest, anyway, I just love to travel. So anywhere. Ontario, because Tom's there. So I have to pop there. I have to pop to France to see Marlene. There's loads of places I'd like to be. I always say Bermuda is smack bang in the middle of me and most of the other places in the world. So we should all have a Mad About Skin meetup in Bermuda. Beautiful volcanic beaches, pina coladas, catch up. That's the dream. Suzanne says, we're sending lots of love to Melinda. We love and special love to anyone out there that's caring, paid or unpaid, as a carer. I'm sending you so much love. I know from my previous job how difficult that is as a job. My utmost love and respect goes for you. And sometimes it can be a little bit of a lonely place as well, you know, when you're caring for somebody, and it can be a little bit of a lonely place, so I understand. I'm sending you all so much love. Teenage says, I imagine Rob as a Tory. Teenage, I don't know what would give you the impression. I don't know what I look like. Monica says, love your peptide videos. Thank you, Monica. Love you so much. Peggy says, my morning routine depends on how fast I get buried at work. I work at home, so when I do get up, some days I barely get that sunscreen on. My morning routine is totally dictated to how much I slept in. So some mornings I wake up, I have time for a full skincare routine, cup of tea, bacon sandwich, we're all good. Other mornings it's like, I'm late, literally throw on some SPF and run out the door. It all kind of depends. I'm with you on that. Sugarless says, can we please do a Zoom someday? I'd love to see how everyone's faces and just talk about random stuff. Yes. I would love to sort that out. Obviously we can't have too many people on each Zoom, it doesn't really work, so we'll kind of do different ones, like multiple ones. So I will sort something out. Yes, I've been meaning to do that, so yes, Sugarless, I would love to do that. Sherry says, CeraVe renewing cleanser or the Inclis salicylic acid cleanser. Inclis salicylic acid cleanser all the way. I prefer the brand. I prefer the formulation of that one. I think it works better. I've tried both. I find that the salicylic acid cleanser by the Inclis just works better on my chest, texture on my chest, and that's the one that I reach for. Noodle says, Rob, what do you think of the TikToks of people making their own sunscreen? No, just no. I mean, I'm a big DIYer, love a bit of do-it-yourself, but no. I think sunscreen, it needs to be, there's a reason there's 1,000,001 tests that sunscreens have to go through. I know from formulating my own at the moment, you have to go through so many different tests. I don't think you can just create sunscreen at home. How do you know what you're getting? I think skincare is fun and should always be fun, but I think some things you don't want to mess with, and sunscreen is one of them. So yes, that's a firm no from me. Elizabeth, great to see you, my love. Sending you lots and lots of love all the way to Oz. Great to see you. Melanthea says, I'm conservative in financial things and very liberal in social things. I really hate the American politicians, most of them. I think I agree with you. You know, Melanthea, I think we're on the same way. I just think everyone's so polarized at the moment. Like, you can't have a civilized discussion with people without someone like, go wrong, or shout you down. And you're like, come on, we can all be friends. Like, the world can be friends. That's what I like to think anyway. Maybe I'm super naive. And this is why I'm super glad I didn't do a politics channel. I did a skincare channel. Because I think skincare can bring people together. Mind you, even in the skincare world, you know, you just mentioned fragrance, yay or nay. Oh, and they're all coming at you from every angle. The number of times, like, someone said to me, what is like the worst part of YouTube? It's those comments you get where you're like, you know, you put yourself out there. do a video, and I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I always say, if you disagree, sound off in the comments, because I'm here to hear it. I don't like those people that are like, fragrance is bad, you are wrong. Great. Well, that's how informative. Thanks for sharing that. You know what I mean? Like, where is the discussion? Not just I am right, you are wrong. That's not keyboard warrior can just do one. I hate that. I think to people, you know what? Accepting that other people might have different views to yours and being constructive, like saying, if that person said, I don't like fragrance, I find I'm very sensitive to it, and there are studies out there that show repeated use of it can sensitize the skin, I'm here to hear it. That's fine. Just like, I am right, you are wrong, fragrance bad. Oh, bye, nothing to see here, you know what I mean? So I'm a little bit like, yeah, I think the world is very polarized, and it shouldn't be, because you know what, we're all people at the end of the day. We are all people, and I think we should live like dogs, because my dog doesn't know that he's any different from a cat. The dogs, they all just treat themselves. I don't think they'll look at each other and think, you're different to me. I think they just all live happily ever after. And that kind of is my philosophy on life. Suzanne says, Rob, if you could be in the world in any movie, which one would it be? Oh, Bridesmaids, hands down, best film of all time. And that I will not discuss with anybody. Best film, categoric. I am right. If anyone disagrees with me, they are wrong. Total hypocrite. Bridesmaids, so good. I just love everything about that. Or Princess Bride. I also really love that film. Has anyone seen either of those films? So good. Now, I'm going to take a sip of my drink, if you haven't already. If you could reach over and gently caress that like button. We're approaching the record of 150 likes, so honestly, it would be so amazing if you did want to do that. And then we get some more questions. So look, Peggy says, okay, I'm going for the big question. Relationship status, how long spill the tea? No, nothing to report. Nothing to report. Peggy. I wish I had more tea. I think the reason I felt so comfortable doing this, this like Ask Me Anything, is because fundamentally I'm quite boring. And I'm fine with that. I'm like the most vanilla boring person in the world. And I'm all right with that, because I think the more excitement you have in your life, excitement's tiring. I'm quite happy at home with my cups of tea, my animals, living my best life. I've got amazing, friends and everything. And I think sometimes you can be too exciting. So I have no tea to spill, unfortunately, Peggy. Sorry. Elizabeth says, oh, okay, I'm recovering from a pesky migraine. Elizabeth, do not panic. We are here to gently soothe you, and I know how crippling migraines can be. My heart goes out to you, and I'm sending you so much love. Luna says, hello, please tell us how you use face theory azelaic acid properly alongside retinol. Rosacea, melasma here. I would say, first of all, use it before your retinol. If you haven't already incorporated retinol, use it like 3 months before, let the skin get used to it, get the benefits of it, then incorporate your retinol. If you already use a retinol, it's fine to add the azelaic acid in. I would just use the azelaic acid towards the start of your routine, the retinol at the end, put a few things in between, and then honestly, I think you'll get really great results. Azelaic acid every single day. The retinol is the one that I'd introduce gradually and build up. Adam, great to see you, my love, says, and you got great eggs. Thanks, I do. My girls lay the best eggs, hands down. Let's see what we've got. Adam says, Rob, I do vitamin C in the morning, adapalene in the PM. Should I add azelaic acid? I personally would. I think everyone can benefit from an azelaic acid. It's personal choice. You don't have to add an azelaic acid. It all depends on what works for your skin, what you personally enjoy, and want to get out of your skincare routine. I would add azelaic acid, and you can use it morning and evening because it works well with vitamin C and retinol. It's absolutely fine. Lurnau says, what do you think about the azelaic acid serum by the Incalist? Love it. I don't know why they're not making a big for years and yet nobody's mentioning it. Why are they not doing more about it? I would love to see more them promote it a bit more, because it's actually the best product that they've launched for such a long period of time. So Veronica says, I would love to ask what your favourite quote or something that you live by. So my great-gran said to me when I was... I must have been like 10, 12, something like that. She always said, you never empower yourself by tearing others down. And I was like, yes, that is so true. You could be as horrible to whoever you want, but it'll never make you feel better. All you're doing is making that person feel worse. So the idea that there are people out there in this world that feel that they can empower and make themselves feel better by making other people feel worse, they learn the hard way that actually just the whole world ends up feeling worse, and it doesn't. So I live my life by that. If I'm having a really bad day, or I'm not feeling too great, or something's happened, I always make it my thing to be as nice as possible to everyone else, because someone else might be having a bad day and you might help that person snap out of that a little bit, or just help them in some way, and hopefully other people will do the same for me. Does that make sense? that's the thing that I live my life by. My great grand was one of the most beautiful people that ever lived, both inside and out. And I think if we all live by that motto, I think the world would just be a little bit of a nicer place. Bree J, great to see you, my love. Love to see you. Kashini says, what do you think of the Good Molecules discoloration serum? Perfection. Love it. One of my favourite hyperpigmentation serums. And so cheap. Like, so inexpensive. So good. So Peggy says, I live in fear of horny toads, totally based on nothing. I will still run screaming from them even after all these years. I don't think I know what... I think I know what they'll look like. I think I saw it on the David Attenborough programme. Toads in general. Yeah, I can get that. Aileen says, Rob, how many dogs do you have and what are their names? 2. So we've got Lorne and we've got Spence. Beautiful. And who else has dogs? Do we have... Let's do a little poll. Do we have dogs? Do we have cats? Are we dogs? And if you've got chickens, you get an extra point. So Paintbrush says, what do you do when you go over to someone's house? Do you ask the host to remove the bath mat if there's one in the bathroom? Yeah, I actually do. I'm like, any chance we could just move that? Like, friends, no, so it's fine. And actually, to be honest, bath mats, most people in the UK have like downstairs toilets. Which are separate, and you don't often have a bath mat in a downstairs toilet, so actually I'm okay. Most places you just go to, if you want to use the toilet at someone's house, you can go to the downstairs toilet, bath mat free. It's only when people have like the toilet and the bath in the same room, there's bath mat there. I've got better over the years. If I can walk around it and not focus on it too much, I'm pretty much okay. Let's have a look. So Joe says, thanks, Rob. No redness, just scars. I'll try the peptide moisturizer. Such a good idea. SJK said, I agree with bath mats except for the towel light. Yeah, the towel ones I'm fine with. It is a bit weird. I know I am weird. Oh, Sophie says, can you remind me the name of the murder mystery books on your shelf? Yeah, so people that, if you remember, so my videos, if you look at the shelf behind me, I've got like 4 books, which are the ones I read all the time. Mystery in White by J. Jefferson Fairjean, which is like a Christmas murder mystery. So good. Literally the best book I've ever read. I love it. Definitely would recommend that. I also love a Murder is Announced, which is an Agatha Christie book. The ending to that, so good, like so good. And basically the synopsis of it is, without spoiling anything, is a little notice in the paper, like in the personal ads in the paper, is like, come to this house at this date where a murder is going to take place, and even the people in the house are like, really? At our place? The murder? Never going to happen. And everyone turns up to witness the murder, even though no one knows what the murder is, and then the murder happens, and everyone's like, oh, okay, what's this all about? But it's really good. And then the other books on there, I've got The Brightening Mystery, which is part of the British Murder Classics collection, which is really good. And the other one is, it's not murder mystery, it is a book that I'm reading at the moment. I'm on the 1832 Reform Act. That is so niche and so political. It was a piece of legislation in 1832, as it happens, that like broadened out the franchise for people to vote here in the UK. You have to be a political nerd to read that. I probably won't recommend it. The others totally do recommend. Let's have a look and see. Raffia says, which retinoid is good for oily skin? Any brand. I would definitely recommend Geek and Gorgeous Retinol. Doesn't break you out, which I love. And the La Roche-Posay one doesn't break you out, but they're not cruelty free, so do bear that in mind. Be Kind says, bath mat. Totally agree. I think there's a lot more anti-bath mat people out there than we think. I've just done that thing. I've just done that thing where I lose where we are. Oh, how do I always do that? Let's see. Oh, where am I? Let's get back to where I was. Let's see. I'm really far behind, aren't I? Okay. We could do some quick fire because I'm really far behind. Megan says, trying to entertain a toddler at the same time as listening. Just got Starbucks, gave him a cookie. That's a good plan. Anything to keep them quiet during a live stream. We love that. Let's see. We've got Peggy says, my mum was so amazing. I still miss her so much. It's been 14 years. Hugs for your mum. I lost mine in a wreck and I didn't know she'd gone for months because I was in a coma. Peggy, I know the feeling, and I'm sending you so much love. Let's see. Sean, great to see you, my love, says, that's really sweet, Rob. Such a kind of, thank you, Sean. We love you too. Love you, Sean. Kitty, lots of love to Greece. Kashidi says, any tips for fungal acne, please? Yeah, minimize the amount of oil in your skincare routine. That's like the #1 tip. Lots of things trigger it. Very few things help cure it. So find out the triggers. minimize them from your skincare routine, and just there's some online tools that show whether things are fungal acne safe or not, and I'd recommend those. Veronica says, I can't believe you're such a good person. Oh, I'm really not. There's so many nicer people in this world. There's so many nicer people. I try to be nice. I think but there's so many better people in this world, I'm sure. But thank you, my love. That means a lot to me, and I love you so much. Let's see. I'm gonna go a little quick fire because I'm quite behind with the comments. Rena says, hello from Africa, sending you lots and lots of love. Passions and Potatoes, I love that name, says, any tips on post-inflammatory erythema for dark or brown skin tones? Yes, definitely tranexamic acid and azelaic acid used together, some of the best treatment, but go for a lower concentration of both, because again, if you've got, you know, a lot of melanin present in the skin, deeper, darker and richer skin tones, I always say err on the side of caution and go for lower concentrations, and you can always build up tolerance from there. Marina says, can you review Aldi products, please, please, please? Yes, I've actually got a review coming this week. Cannot wait, cannot wait. Oh, Peggy shares her birthday with Martin Luther King. Significantly better than who I share mine with. Not that, no. Carol Vodman is lovely. I have a word. HRH Sophia says that 2 weeks in a row. Woohoo, my attendance on skincare is on point. Sophia, we love you and thank you for being part of this. Let's have a look. Tom says, what's this about Mad About Skin in the States? We need to talk, lol. It literally happened yesterday, Tom. I will fill you in when we chat tomorrow, I promise. So John says, can I use a Mad About Skin serum with retinol later different? Yes, yes, and yes. Designed so it does pair with that, absolutely. Let's have a look. Hell says, speaking of birthdays, how freaking that my mum died on Michael Jackson's birthday and Michael Jackson died on my mum's birthday. That is what, yeah. Okay, yeah, that is a coincidence. I'm a big believer in like those weird, crazy coincidences. Gemma says, hi Rob, arrived late, made some honey and mustard chicken in the slow cooker, was delicious. Oh, that sounds like sense on my way, Gemma. Wonderful, my love. I hope you had an amazing week too. Let's see. International languages. Thanks for answering my question, Rob. I'm only just starting out on my own thing, and giving up my security scares me. But as you say, if you don't try, you'll always wonder. I would always say international language. There are always more people that want to support you than want to tear you down. This is my experience. One of the biggest fears I had is that what happens if people don't like me? What happens if people don't like my content? What happens if there are always more people that will love you than will hate or try to tear you down? I would always say bear that in mind and remember that, because I think that's like the most powerful message that I could get across, and one that I always try to live by. It doesn't always work because, you know, haters, they'll always hate. But that's the one that I would say. And, you know, you've got the full Mad About Skin team behind you. We will support you all the way, my love, because we love you so, so much. Now, we've got 10 minutes left, so I'm going to blast through as many questions as possible. So let's keep going. Let's have a look. Melanthea says, I'm a big Royal fan too. We love a bit of the Royal family. Let's have a look. See, Peggy says, when you're available for marriage, I'll propose. Thanks, Peggy. Thanks, but you'll have to fight Marlene. Sugarless says, question, I skipped IKEA for this. Right decision. Right decision. Rob, what do you watch on TV? By the way, anyone watching the soap Young and the Restless? I do love the Young and Restless. I am addicted to Inventing Anna, which is like a docu-series on Anna Delvey. So many emotions going on in that. Absolutely love it. I love like a real Netflix drama. I love a Who's Done It. Any Agatha Christie adaptation, I am watching it. Love it so, so much. Let's see. Where we are. Jay Neck says, I have dark pigmentation marks on my lips. How do I make them disappear? They just appeared 3 days ago. I would say let them pass. Often, if there's not a distinct cause that's led to them, let them pass. It will over time. You can always use some topicals on there, but be very careful with the lip area. Keep them hydrated and they will disappear over a period of time, as long as there's not something that's causing it to be an ongoing thing. Kitty says, more web shops stuck in Mad About Skin products. Yay! I know, I'm so excited. Victory is Mine said, what age did you start your skincare journey? I think about 13, but I started it with the wrong products. I was a big fan of Clearasil. Not great. JM says, oh my god, I missed my reminder. Happy Saturday. We're just glad to have you here. Little fashionably late, always good. Suzanne says, my best cat boy Trouble is such a trooper today. He's been on my side the whole day. I love this is the thing, when you're not feeling well, dogs and cats always there to comfort you, which I absolutely love. they do get in the way of your skincare. I don't think I've ever done a full routine without cat or dog hair stuck to my face. Suzanne said that was the best cat story today. Thank you, Rob. It's a pleasure, Suzanne. Leo, thanks you all. Paintbrush says, Rob, you should do podcasts. I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to technology. I'm not 100% sure what a podcast is. I know. I should know. I might need to do some investigating. I'll do some research, do some investigating. So Sugarless says, we'd love a BTS video on the Mad About Skin production, if that's allowed. I would love a behind the scenes. The problem is, with everything going on, restrictions have just lifted here in the UK. It was quite difficult to get in the lab, but I did ask them and said, yeah, we'd love to invite you in and show you it. So it's a work in progress. It's something that's coming and it will be possible. There's no reason it can't happen. Put it that way. Colin says, Rob, come to Washington, D.C. I'd love to come to Washington, D.C. I'm a total politics nerd, so I would love to come to Washington, D.C. TNH says, my man is currently ignoring me because he's skiing in Whistler, so no to that. Love Whistler, love skiing. Myron says, hi handsome, I'd like to ask you, can I apply this? First of all, thank you, that's so nice, thank you. Can I apply sunscreen wet or dry skin? I spray my face with thermal water. You can actually apply sunscreen onto damp skin. If it helps it sink in better, you can absolutely do that. There's no reason you can't. Mojitos in Bermuda as soon as the promotion comes, Rob. Tom's treatment, when he gets his multi-million-pound promotion, he's treating me to cocktails in Bermuda. I have to pay for the Bermuda bit, but the cocktails are on Tom. So we're all good. Tom's Sweet Tea says, I'm ordering a margarita on Tom. I agree. Chloe says, what's the best skincare products for dry under eye? I love the Face Theory. Okay. I can't know how to pronounce it. It's in a pink tube. That one's really, really good for the dry under eye area. And doesn't trigger melia, which a lot can. They're the little white bumps. Mad About Skin SPF, lots of hearts from Melenthia. Yeah, coming up. Watch this space. Sweetie says, hi Rob, do you think I might do a video on shaving to help the men watching? I am planning it, but I keep planning it and then stepping back because something else comes up, but it is definitely in works. Definitely in the works. Now, we've got 7 minutes left. Plenty of time to get even more questions out. I promise. I'm going to take a big sip of my gin. Now is the time to finally click that like button if you haven't already. If you got this far, give us a like. You minimize the chat, click the like button, then when you maximize the chat, it'll take you back to where you were so you don't miss a thing. And join us on Mad About Skin. We're growing like 100 people a day join us in our fantastic Mad About Skin family, and we would love you to have you as part of it. We're all one big family here, so if you haven't already subscribed and you've watched this far, gently press that subscribe button, and honestly, we'd love to have you as part of the family. Today's video, by the way, after this, we're going straight to our live premiere. Don't worry, I'll give you a warning to turn the whole music quite loud. Today's on Face Theory. A lot of people have been asking why I don't use Face Theory as much as what I used to do. Is there anything we should know? Anything shady? In truth, there's a couple of reasons why I don't particularly reach for Face Theory anymore. Nothing dramatic. Nothing, don't worry. Don't feel like you have to throw out your Face Theory products. You absolutely don't. There's a couple of reasons I use less, and I focus down on those true holy grails from the brand, of which I've mentioned a couple in this live stream. Still definitely there. So today's video is why I use Face Theory less than I used to, and the holy grails I'm still hanging on to. So kind of coming at it from both angles. It's going to be a premiere, so you don't need to do anything. You'll automatically be transferred to that when this video ends. If you can hang around and chat to me, I would love that. If you can't, don't worry. You can just click that like button and it's there for whenever you get round to watching it, because it'll be there like all of the videos, and it'll mean the world to me and support me. So thank you so much. Now, with all that being said, 5 minutes. Shall we blast through some questions quick fire? So good. Sweet Tea's like, wait, people make their own sunscreen? I know, I was shocked. That's Tom is team box wine. I love a good box wine as well. JM said, good recommendations for a 0.5% salicylic acid cleanser. 2% is just too much for me. Oh, I'll have to look into it because the percentages, I'm not 100% sure. I'll drop it in the description box afterwards. Suzanne says, I love Princess Bride. So good. I've got the board game ready to play. Suzanne, come round to mine. We'll play the board game. Everybody's now going to be watching Princess Bride. If you haven't seen it, watch it. You will love it. So Gemma says, who is in the Princess Bride? Oh, I can't remember, but literally watch it, find out, you will love it. So TNH says, the biggest tea is, when are we going to get the lip balm? This is true. So the lip balm is coming in this month. Basically, it's all done. I've got it in the house. I've got more boxes than you can shake a stick at. Honestly, too many boxes. And it's ready to go. I've got more than enough stock so everybody can buy it that wants to buy it. I'm just waiting for the EU authorities to sign off on the ingredients list. They definitely will. There's nothing in there. It's been treble checked that will breach compliance with EU regulations. So it's all absolutely, in fact, it's manufactured by an EU organisation. finalisation, so it's definitely all good. But they haven't actually signed off on it yet. It's in a queue. Last time I checked, it's gone down from being 9,000th in the queue to 570th in the queue. So we're making progress. We are getting there. But I think I might actually just have to pop over to Strasbourg, knock on the door and be like, seriously, people, sign it. But that's the hold up. So the lip balm is coming this month. Do not worry. Not long to wait now, I promise. Tommy's Team Princess Bride, which we love. Somebody says, Rob, can you use copper peptide serum before retinoids? Very confused. You can. Absolutely you can. And the only one that some people say you shouldn't is tretinoin, but even then, jury's out. Clara says, I need to join. Let's see. Peggy says, if we could all learn to live together and love each other, it'd be amazing. I totally agree. I think we all need just a little bit more love in our life. Just a little bit more love. So look, so TNH says, yeah, the EU still hasn't signed off our lip ban. We're hoping it will come out soon. TNH says, Brexit means Brexit. I know that's a word I thought we'd done away with quite a few years ago here in the UK. We all got bored of Brexit a while ago. I don't know, but I don't know what the hold up is, if I'm totally honest. I just wish whoever's working there, look, do I have to buy them a box of wine or something? I will go over with a box of wine if they sign it off. And like Canada signed it off, America, Australia, everyone signed it off really quick. Just the EU. Dragging the heels. Joelle says, I have a hamster named Steve. I love that. I literally love that. That's made me so happy. Peggy is 2 cats. Moo and Kinney. Love those names. Alien's got 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 kids, and 1 man. And I don't know which are going to be the bigger animals, Aileen. Maria, 5 dogs, 18 chickens. That is a nice... We like that. We like that. Gemma is both cats and dogs, which we love. Sweater says, I used vitamin C serum on my face and got small bumps. I thought it would clear, but it's been 3 months and bumps are still there. I've reduced the use of vitamin C once a week. Maybe go for a derivative rather than a pure form vitamin C. It might just be that your skin doesn't tolerate it that well. I would definitely recommend vitamin C derivatives. I know I am like the vitamin C like derivative pusher. I always say it's so good, but it genuinely is so good. Suzanne says, a board game. I can only imagine how that came about. I love Princess Bride, so why wouldn't I have the board game? I bought it from John Lewis, which is a department store here of all places. Don't know why they actually. I don't know why they stock that. Kendall says, hey Rob, have you tried the Zit Sticker sunscreen? I have. I was underwhelmed, only because it was a nice sunscreen, but it cost so much. And with sunscreen, I like to be lavish. I like to layer it on the skin. I don't like to reach for a sunscreen that costs so much. I feel like I can't use a lot of it. I have to be sparing. And that was the sort of sunscreen that cost so much. I just didn't want to use too much of it. Defeats the object of a sunscreen. So I would definitely say go for something more affordable and use more of it. Irene says, we could send your amazing skincare routine to that person. Maybe we'll cheer up a little bit. Absolutely. And Peggy says, do you have an Instagram? I do, @SkinMad. I should do more on Instagram. Would people like more on Instagram? I should do more on Instagram. I have all on. Like I said, I'm a bit of a technophobe. I should definitely do more. But yeah, join me on Instagram @SkinMad if you want. I'm going to start posting a few more bits there, promise. So that brings to the end of our Ask Me Anything live stream. It's been super busy. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that has, that has joined. Not over yet. We're going to go to today's premiere, which is on the reasons why I no longer reach for face theory as much, and some of my holy grails from the brand that I do still totally recommend. Definitely a video to check out if you want to know more about face theory, or if you just want to come along and learn a little bit more about a brand. You don't need to do anything. We're going to be moved straight across to it now. So what I would say is, everybody, because that hold music at the start of the premieres is a little bit loud, you might want to gently turn down your volume right now. Just turn it down. You have been warned, and I'm going to send everyone over now. Join me over there. Don't forget to like the video and all of that good stuff, and we'll chat live now. See you over there, guys.